Good day to you, Warrior. Today's going to be a little bit of a progress report update. Where my numbers, my data for where I am in the journey, where I am in the process. So, pretty awesome. Today is actually, so who's this? This is Coach Spiegel here at WarriorResults.com, where I help husbands lose weight, gain muscle, get abs, so they can live happily ever after with their true love. Awesome day here for you. I'm upon what's called J Day, Judgment Day, and this every summer. This is a little bit of a motivation secret, a little motivation tip here to help you out as well. So. We're kind of wired. I came up with a process. If you want this process, I'm going to break down a little step of it. But if you want the whole kit and caboodle, go over to workout motivation book or fitnessmotivationbook.com, where I will outline this entire warrior motivation method here for it. So what it's called. But I'm just taking out a piece of it here for you today, and where we have what's called a personal motivation profile, PMP, and there's 4 aspects to your thing, and it's kind of like I don't know if you've seen the movie Aaron Rodgers' fiance. She did a movie back called The Divergent, right? And they took a test at the beginning of Divergent. And they got to find out like which path that they're supposed to go down. And the fiance girl, I forget her name, Shailene Woodley, if I'm saying her name right. She is divergent. She doesn't have one. She can kind of choose which one she goes on. But anyways, there's a aspect of it where you're either M or O. You're mission orientated or you are opportunity orientated. And if you're mission orientated, this is where you need something in the future. Can be like short term, can be long term, but you need something to work towards getting better at. Something towards like it's a judgment day that's coming up. It can be a performance based, can be looks based. It can be you're going on vacation. It can be you got a bodybuilding show coming up. You can arrange your life so that this counter happens. Opportunity is a little bit more like you want to be ready for it just in case. Like you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know when it's going to happen, but you want to be ready for it just in case. You want to avoid something happening or you want something to happen, but you just don't know when. So example of that is you see all the time in the survivalists and the preppers world. Like there's this one show on Netflix that this guy was like getting ready for doomsday, and so they showed his process and everything like that. And again, he doesn't know when doomsday is going to happen. He speculates. He's got a good idea that it is, and he wants to be ready for it just in case. All right. So we won't. There's 3 more aspects of it. We won't get into that today. But from taking that test for my personal motivation profile, I'm very mission orientated. So I have a judgment day that's today, and it is I'm going on a mini vacation where we're going camping for a couple days, and there's a beach there, and I'm going to be shirtless. I'm going to be topless at the beach. So I was kind of preparing the last bunch of months for it. And this is where I was in a micro build phase and then a micro burn. So I started this off about 6 weeks ago at 177 pounds. I've just been cutting for the last 6 weeks. So I did pretty good. Right under 5 pounds, right? 5.5. How's my math? 5.5. So in 6 weeks. So that's pretty good in 6 weeks. And I just followed a cutting process. I'll walk you through some other time. But then today, let me give you some pictures. These are pictures of me at the gym So right here, okay. A couple of pictures of me at the gym, and here's one of me at in my wife's bedroom, where the lighting is okay, but it's pretty good lighting in there. So that's my progress update so far. And then right after doing that, later today I'm going to be at the beach. But I did the fat caliper test. There's the 3-site method where you just buy a fat caliper on Amazon for like $5. If you buy anything off of bodybuilding.com, they'll usually send you a fat caliper as well. But you do 3 sites. For me, you go for guys. It's right on the chest. It's like a straight line through your nipple. You go right there, and then you do on the abs right there, and you do the thigh one. You just punch it in and it gives you these numbers. Now, as long as you're consistent, so I'll probably do this every couple of months here, but here's my fat percentage so far. So those pictures you saw, I am pretty decent fat percentage, 8.8%. I would just round that up to 9, to be honest with you. Just say, and then when you do fat percentage, you give yourself ranges. Like when I talked to you about my previous prime, when I was doing bodybuilding shows, I was like in 1 to 3%. That was show day. That wasn't like all the time. Outside of show time, I was normally about 5 to 8%. So it's kind of, and that was normal. Now keep in mind, I didn't do very much mass building at that point, so I was just natural, just because I was so active personal training at the club, and I was just on the go all the day long. Running, doing classes nonstop. So I'm not surprised that I was, in my previous prime, I was normally just sat right around that 5 to 8%, just like average. So that feels about right for me, 8 to 10%, as is. So and then it spits you out a number. This is my fat numbers, and then this is my lean mass. So I got about 15 pounds of fat on me. And I got 156.9. Now, my very first bodybuilding show, I weighed in at like 155. So this is like, and I was probably like 3% body fat at that point on show day. So it kind of shows you the numbers here. So I'm not too far off from just minus the fat percentage where my lean mass was back for my very first show. So that's kind of cool. I'm like kind of proud of myself getting to this point in my new prime. So I am 39 years old, and there's my weight, 171.5, 39 years old. I'm about to turn 40 in a couple months. I'm pretty excited. But that's about it to get to 8.8%. And that's after cutting for a while. So I was probably, so you add, I don't know, you do the math, 177 with my fat percentage. So I was probably about 120, right, for fat. And I pretty much maintained this throughout this whole entire cut. So how do I, like, let's say I want to get it down to like 6%. So, okay, what's cool about this is let's say 9% is 5 pounds of fat. What's 15 divided by 9? Little, like 1.5, right? I can't math right now. Right, 9. Because double of 9 is 18, right? So it's almost probably like 1.7. I'll just say 1.5 to be honest with you. And so let's say I wanted to get it down to 6% body fat. I would need to get her about 10 pounds, right? Minus 3%. So 3 times 1.7 is let's just round up and say 6 pounds. So you kind of do the time frame. What's cool about when you challenge yourself like this with these cuts and these builds that you go through is, okay, I gotta lose 6 more pounds. It took me 6 weeks to lose 5 pounds. So I would have to do what I just did for about another 5-6 weeks. Now I don't like this is good. My numbers have just kind of stalled in the gym. The other data that you want to collect is your numbers in the gym. What's going on with your 1 rep maxes? What's going on with your reps, with your sets? So your goal is to maintain your lean mass as much as possible, and that becomes when you're cutting. And I've been consuming about 1,900 calories, right around 2,000 calories a day, which is my cutting calories. And then my activity is really good. Like, I don't really need to add more. So I can just basically rinse and repeat what I just went through to get down to about 6%. I don't mind consuming this low. This doesn't feel like pain. When I got down to like the 1 to 3% body fat during the shows, I was like 800 calories a day, 600, like for the last like 3-4 weeks, and it was like, I was like just a zombie like walking around. It was just like, it was not fun. I remember like eating tons of vegetables, like a pot of vegetables, and it was just the act of eating was so enjoyable. I was just like enjoyed every second of it, because vegetables are very fiberful, so they have to feel full, but at the same time very little calories. So it just like occupies space in my stomach, getting that 1 to 3 body fat percentage. But then I was like, an hour later, I was just starving. I was hungry, and my body's like, I want nutrients. I heard it on podcasts just the other day, a guy that was doing shows, and he says, when your body fat's getting really low, like uncomfortably low, like below the 8%, this is for us guys. He goes, you're doing it when thoughts of food start consuming your every thought. Sorry, like imagine you start like just like obsessing about food. So I remember when I was in the low, like 1 to 3% body fat, I couldn't even watch TV, because like every other commercial was a food commercial. I was like, oh. I was with my roommates at the time, and she was a foodie, and she was a little bit on the heavier side, so she just loved food. And she was a foodie, so we sat down to watch, and she turns it and starts watching the Food Network channel. I'm like, are you serious? Do you have any idea what I'm going through? And I was like, my patience was really low. I was the hangry all the time, the hungry plus angry. And I just let loose at her. It was like, I felt so bad, because I was like, do you have any idea how starving I am right now? Like, I can barely function. Like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I remember I was like, I called up my mentor. I was like, I'm so starving. I'm like, I can't even do anything. Like, everything reminds me of food. And I'm like, I need to eat something. She's like, okay, you can have a cup of spinach. I'm like, thanks. So went and ate a couple of spinach, but it was kind of like, ah. So anyways, here's I'm at now. And I got a very good standard of quality of living right now at this fat percentage. Like, I could probably, at this fat percentage I'm at right now, I could probably keep it up for a while. But anyways, with the numbers in my gym, I am still maintaining the numbers. They're just kind of right through. But I like and that's kind of the goal when you're going through a cutting phase like this. Your goal is to not lose this number as much as possible. Cool? So it's cool. Yeah, when I weighed in, I was bantamweight or something like that, when they called it my very first bodybuilding show. The cutoff was, it was like 165 was the cutoff point for the middleweight, and 155. These numbers might be a little bit off. Was there? I remember weighing in on my show day. I weighed in at like 158, and I was like, there's a whole bunch of people in this 165, the middle range there. I was like, gosh, why did I just like cut a little bit more lean mass? Because I was already ridiculously low on the body fat. You can't really go below that anymore. Just to get into this one, there was like nobody in this category in the 155 weight range. So I was just like, why not? So I got to get packed for the beach, for the camping. So just want to give you a progress update. Because I plan on doing these episodes for years. I plan to, for the next 5+ years. So an 8/21 or 8 whatever August of 2022, we'll see what these numbers are compared. So we'll probably have a running log of all this. Cool. Thanks for hanging with me, Warrior. Get on your journey as well. It's been awesome hanging with you. We'll catch you later in the next one. Bye.